This is okay. So all I'm doing here is I'm continuing to enter my notes. I had a bunch of notes handwritten that I have managed to start typing in. Actually, even before I started streaming or actually working on the game or whatever, I had to put the notes in, and I decided once I started, I'd just go ahead and put in the notes as I went along. And right now, this is just um, let's see. I wonder what hmm, I don't remember what villain this is. So EVM is basically Enchanted Villain Monthly. It's how I did put the profiles for all the villains. Just kind of like their backstories or whatever. Anyways, this is Max. This is actually the main. Okay, and then right now is um is Barty the gnome. He's the king of the gnomes, and um, he got promised to be able to loot the realms should he do Max's bidding, and which he's kind of instrumental in trying to, for instance, take over the dwarfs, um, closing up the dwarf mines, and kind of. I said holding them hostage, but holding them hostage for what I don't know. They're just holding them, and I have to make some thing to do with my story. And then we got Violet Moonshadow, and she's Max's right hand woman. She's an evil witch um, that's trying that turned the Frey God College into a witch school, a school of witchcraft or whatever you want to call it, and trying to train little old ladies who want to become fairy godmothers to be witches, um, so that Max can have them added to his army. And then we got Nestor, which I had. Okay, so Nestor, there's two dragons, Nestor and Chester. Nestor is the bad one. Chester is a good one. And I eventually um, actually split them off from a dragon called Crooktooth, and then later on I'm bringing them back, and so the all three of the dragons will be in there. And then the Black Knight, of course, is the Black Knight. Um, they the Black Knight has a taste for unicorn meat, and so they Violet manages to enchant Sir William, who was a brave knight but a little too much ego, and she turned him into a unicorn. And so then they set the Black Knight to hunt Sir William. And then Zanzibar the Great was a magician who was telling everybody the secrets to everyone's tricks. And when they were going to do some body harm to him, he got into a group of traveling wizards, actual wizards from Enchanted Lands that head back to Enchanted Lands, and so he ended up there. And so then he started swindling a whole bunch of new people because he could actually make money here. Nobody knew him. Um, and then at this point now, this is actually even another day, but at this point, I am writing the plot points for each of the characters, and I usually have a main plot and a subplot. And the subplot is usually just something personally, the personal goal they have. Um, at this point, Princess Karen's subplot was to. No, her main plot was actually to finish her speech eventually, but anyways, I don't remember all the main plots and subplots, so I have to actually read through the notes. In fact, I'll probably at some point provide the notes somewhere along the line so people can just read it if they want. Um, anyways, I wrote it in a sort of like a screenplay outlining style, with inciting incident, plot point one, plot point two, midpoint, climax, resolution. Um, I mean, I'm not very good because I'm not really a screenwriter. In fact, I've never written a screenplay, but I've read books on screenplays and I've read some screenplays, and because I thought it'd be cool to write some screenplays at some point. But I'm making a game here, and so I'm just doing these plot points. And the idea was the main plot points would be tiny cutscenes, and I mean tiny, so that you could play most of the game in between the plot points, and then the subplots would be like in-engine animations and stuff, dialogue and whatever. So um, so that's why I'm doing it, and I have approximately I had about 7 characters, 7 heroes and 7 villains, and um I'm later on I'm cutting out about 2 of them, but so yeah, this is just all these are just all the notes that I hand typed in, and I did hand type them in, so it's about 66 pages or something, 60 something pages of handwritten notes. So front and back on notebook paper ended up to be one page in typing. So anyways, I got all that in there, and so that's just basically what I did for at for this time for this update. So even though I didn't make necessarily a specific progress in actually making the game, this is kind of necessary for when I actually do write the plot outline and other things. So these are all my notes, and it's just text right now. Because phase 1 is actually just going to be a choose your own adventure in text, and then I'll eventually gradually add on to it to where it becomes a full point and click adventure. Um, so yeah, um, I could read this out, but these notes they're partial notes, right? Because I'd already written some notes, and so this took several days to actually finish, and I don't think I'm done here. In the next update, I think I'm not even done in the next update, but I actually work on some code and redot, and so my goal is for each update to have actual progress. So there you go.